Hey everybody, my name's Will, and I don't know about y'all, but it feels like life's been going through a bit of a season of change lately. And that's gotten me reflecting on the concept of change and the passage of time, and I want to talk a little bit with y'all about that today. And to do it, I came to an ecosystem that I feel encapsulates the concept of change as well as any other. This is Illinois Beach State Park. Let's go take a look around. The Illinois Beach State Park is located in the northeast corner of the state of Illinois, about 50 miles north of Chicago. This park protects nearly 4,200 acres of shoreline along Lake Michigan, a vast inland sea and one of the world's largest freshwater lakes. It has a surface area of more than 22,000 square miles, making it roughly the same size as West Virginia. Lake Michigan formed at the end of the last ice age when massive glaciers melted and filled the basin that they had carved. The lake itself shows how time changes ecosystems over millennia, and the landscapes along its shoreline show how time changes ecosystems over decades and centuries. When gusts of wind push loose sands from the beach up against natural obstacles, the sand forms mounds which gradually grow into dunes. The sand doesn't contain many nutrients, but hardy grasses and succulents called pioneer plants can still settle themselves with deep roots which stabilize the sand dunes. As the pioneer plants grow, they capture even more sand, which in turn leads to further growth. When the plants die, they leave behind a nutrient-rich material called humus, which can transform barren sand into loamy soil. As decades pass on, this allows the dunes to transform into grasslands, and the grasslands then mature into woodlands. In fact, the black oak forest growing on the west end of Illinois Beach State Park stands where the lake shoreline was 3.5 centuries ago. Now, this process of ecosystems changing and maturing over time is called plant succession, and it's the reason you'll see such multi-layered and diverse landscapes as you explore this park. There's more than 600 different types of plants that grow here, and new plants come into bloom every 2 weeks throughout the entire year. That's why even if you come here in late autumn like I did, you're still likely to see some flowers. Even the seemingly ordinary plants that grow here are unique. The oak trees that grow in this park are smaller than the ones that grow further inland because the park's forest just grew atop old sand dunes that have become a bit more nutrient-rich over time. In the prairies a bit closer to the beaches, you'll see something I was especially surprised to come across: miniature prickly pear cactuses. Yeah, believe it or not, prickly pears actually can grow this far north in the sand dunes along the shores of Lake Michigan. I personally consider myself a son of both the Southwest and the Midwest, and it was pretty awesome to learn that there's a kind of cactus that grows in both of my homes. The forests, prairies, and wetlands of this park are all great to explore, but the beach is honestly the main attraction here. Shaped by the ceaseless rhythm of waves and wind, the beach is where all those ever-changing shoreline ecosystems begin. In my opinion, the Great Lakes ought to be regarded as a national treasure as extraordinary as the Rockies, the Redwoods, or the Everglades. They're not just giant freshwater reservoirs, they're systems of life, forces of nature that are constantly shaping and redefining the land around them. At Illinois Beach State Park, you can see this story of change written into the land itself. It's an artful mosaic of ecosystems sculpted over centuries by time, nature's greatest architect. You know, time has a way of changing things, and boy, the times they are a-changin', huh? I feel like if there's one thing any of us can agree on anymore, it's that the 2020s have been a decade that have felt a little different. And to be honest, I think times are going to keep on feeling different. I don't think things are going to get nearly as bad as our anxiety rectangles warn us they're going to be, but only time will tell. And you know, time is an interesting thing, right? It's the driving force of change in nature and our lives. I think it's healthy to think of time as a form of currency. We're all making daily withdrawals from a bank of time, and none of us knows how much is in our individual accounts. You know, that gives us a responsibility to use our time intentionally and wisely. I mean, think about the verb that we use to describe the way we use time. We spend it. Every moment, every decision is an expense. I don't know about you, but lately I haven't been spending my time too wisely. I've been wasting my time on a lot of indulgences, and wasting a bit of time can be all right every once in a while. It's even healthy to unwind, right? But if we waste too much time, we lose focus on the goals that we've set for ourselves, and we start to deviate from our discipline. Indulgent hours become indulgent days, become indulgent months, and it can be really tough to get back on track. I'm kind of deep in trying to get back on track right now, if I'm being honest. And as the times keep on a-changing, I'm starting to think it's going to be all the more important for me to spend my time as intentionally and as wisely as possible. Spending time with the people I love, spending time building, creating, setting goals for myself and actually working toward them. Creating a little more order in my life and the space around me to counterbalance eternity's tilt toward chaos. Sometimes that's as simple as just cleaning the dishes once I'm done rather than letting them sit for 2 days. But it's the small decisions, it's the little things that lay the bedrock for healthy habits. And the healthier my habits become, the healthier I'll become, and the happier I'll become, and the better equipped I'll be to make the right choices and take the right actions when life presents me with one of its big decision points. For now, I'm just a pioneer plant laying down roots in the hope that I can live in an oak forest before my time is up. Thanks for watching, and Merry Christmas.